So this is just for you, Lex, and your mom, because she's needy. It's called Wombat Goes Walkabout. Apparently, your mom's Australian. I don't know if she's ever discussed this with you. She brings it up in every conversation. Just saying. Anyway, it's by Michael Moore. This guy, he wrote Warhorse as well. I can't say his name. Michael Morpurgo? 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 We'll go from Michael Morpurgo. One day, Wombat woke up and thought, I think I'll dig a hole today. Because I don't know what wombats are, really. But apparently they dig holes. Wombat loved digging holes, so off he went and dug a deep, deep hole. He crawled inside and sat there in the cool and the dark and began to think, because Wombat loved thinking too. He thought to himself, why is the sky blue? Why am I a wombat and not a kangaroo? There's a whole lot of genetics involved in that. Sometime later, Wombat climbed out of his hole. He looked around for his mother, but she wasn't there. This is going to be a sad story, actually. He was all alone. There he is, all alone. I've never read this book before. I co-opted it from a school I taught at one time, but never read it. Just saying. This could get dark. Who are you? Cried Kookaburra from high in the sky. I'm Wombat, said Wombat. And what can you do, Wombat? Not much. I dig a lot and I think a lot. That's nothing, cackled Kookaburra. I can fly, look at me. And he looped the loop and flew away. This book is so good. That's a Kookaburra. Ask your mom. She's Australian. I've heard it once or twice. She's Australian. Wombat went down to the creek to look for his mother, but she wasn't there either. Just then, Wallaby came hopping by. Who are you? He asked, looking down his nose at Wombat. Wombat is being bullied. Just saying. I'm Wombat, said Wombat. And what can you do, Wombat? Not much. I dig a lot and I think a lot. That's nothing, laughed Wallaby. I can hop, I can skip, I can jump. La-di-da. Look at me. And he hopped and skipped and jumped away. That is a wallaby with a lot of, attitude. We don't like attitude. We do like attitude a lot, but not against Wombat. Wombat walked and walked. And everywhere he walked, he looked for his mother. This might be sad. But he couldn't see her anywhere. He sat down under a stringy bark gum tree to get his breath back. Just then Possum popped up beside him. Ask your mom, she's Australian, I think. Who are you? She asked, darting her eyes this way and that. I'm Wombat, said Wombat. And what can you do? Not much. I dig a lot, and I think a lot. That's nothing, laughed Possum. I can hang upside down. I can swing by my tail. Look at me. And she swung away up the stringy bark gum tree. I'm starting to learn something about Australian wildlife. They're not very friendly people. They're not very nice. Ask her mom. She's Australian. Wombat wandered sadly through the bush, still looking for his mother. Just an emu came scampering by. That's a good word, scampering. Who are you? He snapped. 'Cause all Australian wildlife are rude. I'm Wombat, said Wombat. And what can you do? Not much. I dig a lot, and I think a lot. That's nothing, laughed Emu, because Emu is a horrible bird. Can't fly. Not even really a bird. Look at his feet. That's dinosaurs. I can scamper, I can scoot around in crazy circles. Look at me. And away he scampered, scooting around in crazy circles. Let him scamper, because I don't want to be friends with Emu. So far, I'm having some problems with Australian wildlife. Just ask your mom. I think she's Australian. I don't know. Just then, Boy came by, hunting after emu. Good. He's hunting emu. Sorry about my hair. I'm seeing myself and it is just all sorts of wrong. Who are you? He asked. I'm Wombat, said Wombat. And what can you do? Not much. I dig a lot and I think a lot. That's nothing, laughed Boy. I can do just about everything. I can jump, I can run, I can swing, I can even hunt. Look at me. And off he went hunting after emu. I hope he catches emu, because emu was just a horrible, horrible, horrible bird. Dinosaur thing. Ask your mom, she's Australian. It was baking hot now, and Wombat shuffled into the shade of a great eucalyptus tree. He hoped his mother might be there, but she wasn't. Seriously, I've never read this story in my life, and it's getting a little dark. Who are you? Called Koala from way up in the tree above him. I'm Wombat, said Wombat. And what can you do? Not much. I dig a lot, and I think a lot. That's nothing, laughed Koala. I can doze, I can snooze, I can snore. Sounds like me a little bit, actually. Maybe I'm Koala, I don't know for sure. Ask your mom, she's Australian. Look at me. And very soon, she was dozing and snoozing and snoring away, high up in her eucalyptus tree. By now, Wombat was very, very tired. So he lay down in the shade and sang himself to sleep. Seriously, this book is sadder than I thought. Look at little Wombat. Look at little Wombat. When Wombat woke up, he looked around for his mother. But she still wasn't there. I know, he thought. I'll climb to the highest hill I can find. Surely I'll be able to see her then. So that's what he did. He climbed, and he climbed, and he climbed. Look, that's a little Wombat looking for his mom. Not going to get emotional. Don't want to be stereotypically gay. When he reached the top, he looked around him. Everywhere he looked, there were lots of cackling kookaburras. We don't like them. Hopping wallabies. We don't like them. Swinging possums. We don't like them. Hunting boys. Scampering emus. We don't like emus. We don't like them at all. And dozing koalas. Oh my. But no matter how hard he looked, he couldn't see his mother anywhere. There he is looking for his mom. There's the wallabies. There's the emus. Emus. Ask your mom. Emus are not nice. I'm not Australian, but I think your mom might be. But he did see something else. Oh my gosh. Okay. When I chose the story, I didn't think it would be as relevant to these daytimes. But he did see something else. He saw smoke. He saw fire. It was leaping from tree to tree. It was coming straight towards him. Wombat thought hard. Very hard. Suddenly he knew what to do. He ran down the hill as fast as he could and began to dig. He dug and he dug and he dug. Very topical. But I have faith that this story is going to be good. Just predicting there. Then Kookaburra came by, and Wallaby and Possum and Emu and Boy and Koala. Fire! They all cried. Run, run, you silly Wombat! Fire, fire! But Wombat just kept on digging. I love Wombat. What are you doing? They asked. I'm digging, replied Wombat. And I'm thinking too. What are you thinking? They cried. I'm thinking that if fire burns faster than you can run or fly or hop or swing, and I'm thinking that there's plenty of room down in my hole if you want to join me. We'll be quite safe. They took just one look at all the crackling fire and all the billowing smoke. One look is all they needed. Down into Wombat's hole they jumped, until they were all sitting there, safe and snug. And to keep them all happy, Wombat sang them the digging song that his mother had taught him. Getting a little emotional. When at last it was all over, the fire and the song, they climbed out into the evening air. I wish, sighed Wombat, looking around him sadly, I just wish I could find my mother. I've lost her and she's lost me. Well, why didn't you ask, they all said. We'll find her for you. And away they went, flying and swinging, hopping and scampering, running around in all directions. Seriously, way more emotional than I wanted to be. With so many of them looking, it wasn't long before they found Wombat's mother and brought her back to him. Wombat and his mother just hugged and hugged and hugged. Lexi, hug your mom right now. Because you have your mom right there. Your mom doesn't have her mom right here. And I don't have my mom, so hug your mom. I've been looking everywhere for you, she cried. I was worried sick. What have you been up to? Seriously, Lexi, if you don't hug your mom, I'm going to come over to your house and I'm going to hug your mom for you. Not much, Mom, Wombat said. I just been thinking a lot and digging a lot. That's all. Lexi, I love you. And I love your mom. And I hope to see you soon. That book broke me. But ask your mom. She's Australian. She knows about these things. Love you.